Hi, friends. It's Mike. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Just got back from picking up Tucker from up north. Grandma and Grandpa had him for a couple of days. Got a 4 mile ruck done this morning and jammed out a couple of podcasts and additional some admin stuff here. Wanted to give a quick shout out on the podcast front to my friend Ricky Polloy, who is 18 episodes into his Adjusting Your Mindset podcast. I've listened to all 18 and have gained some sort of insight from everything that I've listened to. So if you're looking for something new to consume, feel free to give Ricky's podcast, the Adjusting Your Mindset podcast, a listen. Rest of the day has been spent working on resume reviews for folks that have come about as a result of that little LinkedIn group that we founded called Veterans and Field Service Engineer. This is part of that pro bono, trying to help folks rewrite stuff and make them as presentable as possible, even if we're not representing them, moving them forward. I just feel like that's the right thing to do in getting people set up for success. And I am starting to notice a trend in what I'm calling for the topic of the day is the acronym salad that some of these folks call their resumes. And I'm not beating up or picking on anyone. I was there. I got out a couple of years back. I thought it would be really, really cool to list combat systems officer and WEPs and anti-submarine warfare stuff, thinking, man, you look pretty dang cool. But guess what? Cool's not going to get you a job. Uh, Dumbing down that resume, or not necessarily dumbing down, but making it at least readable to somebody who reads through thousands and thousands of resumes on a regular basis would behoove you very, very much. And what do I typically suggest to folks? Just employ the STAR method, right? There are a couple of frameworks here. One, write it as if you're writing it to an HR person, because that is going to be the first line reader of your resume. So just keep in mind, we've all associated with somebody that works in human resources, right? Picture them when you're writing your resume, because that's who's going to be reading it the first time. And then I also recommend using a star format, that situation, task, action, and result format. That'll basically give you a good framework to move from stage to stage to stage, and also works very well in the interview phase. And a couple of other things is make sure you're chunking your resume into smaller, readable bits. The ultimate end state that you want to achieve is readability, and to keep it simple enough that everybody that lays eyes on it can understand what you've accomplished in the past. And that's the big takeaway there. Bullet points still very relevant. You don't need to include all the fluffy, big, graphic-y stuff in your resumes. Having worked with a couple of agencies on placements, simple wins. That's just what it is. So keep it all simple. Use bullet points, a brief descriptor perhaps, but make that thing as easily readable as possible. Because remember that the folks that are going to be putting eyes on it read a bunch of these things. So the more you can do to kind of make that as painless as possible for them, the better it's going to be for you. And that's not to say don't capture all of your experience. That's very, very big. But again, use that star format to do so. Hope that was helpful. Hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week, and we'll talk at you later. Mike out.